Yes, people, welcome back to the Vitesse Season 1 of the Youth to Gold save, where today we are finishing Season 1. And we've also got our youth intake as well. And if you guys were stuck around to the end of last episode, you would have seen the youth intake. I gave a little sneak peek at the top 6 players, and I have looked further into a certain few of them, and oh my god, they are fantastic, and a few of them are going to play in games today. Now, in today's episode, we are going to finish off this season. We've got 5 games left, and I'm simply looking to see which of these youth prospects could be good enough to stay around with us for next season, because we are not able to get promoted this season. In the league, we are sitting down in 18th place. You add on our 12 points, and we are in and around mid-table. So not too bad at all, considering where we have sort of come from this year. In terms of this period, it is all but over for us. Even if we win all 5 of our final games, 17 points I don't think has been enough once. It's always been around 19 and 20 points, 21 points, and in the first period 20 points as well. So it is all about just really using our young players, moving on from some of the older ones, and testing out this youth intake. Now, let's click this button here, shall we? We have got 6 elite prospects that are all 5-star potential. We've got 2 4-star prospects at top prospects, 6 good prospects, 2 decent prospects, and 0 poor prospects. And if we just look at the news article, it does say the Golden Generation tag. And there is one key player in Eric Brunsma. Oh my god, this guy looks incredible. And he is going to play all 5 of these final games of the season, because he's got 12 finishing, 12 composure, 17 determination, 14 acceleration, 13 pace, 14 first touch, 12 technique, 8 passing, 11 flair, 11 work rate. And if you look into the stats which are quote unquote really bad, tackling of 4, leadership of 2, strength of 6. They are things that with strength we can grow. Tackling, I don't care about. Leadership, again, I'm not too fussed about whatsoever. All of the key stats for a striker he has got. He's also decent on his left foot, great on his right foot. He's a really good height and will continue to grow. So for sure, this guy is going to be in the first team for the rest of this season. Looking into the rest, Axel Van Doren is a goalkeeper, which is going to be someone that is potentially going to develop over the course of this rebuild. Only 5 determination though. Nick Schafsma is a striker who looks pretty decent. 12 finishing, 8 composure, decent speed. I'm not sure if he's going to make it based on how good Eric is. Mike Brunick is a striker who looks also very good. Or is he the guy, actually? These two are so similar, it's crazy. Mike, 13 finishing, but 6 composure. Also 17 determination. And he's smaller. That's the difference between these two, I remember. Mike does look decent, though. And again, because that 17 determination could make it. Looking into his stats, which are bad. Marking, tackling, leadership, absolutely fine. Strength was only 3. Again, that's fine. Mike can actually join the first team as well, as he could get some minutes. Zefano Verips is someone I'm excited about because he's a right back, and I think this guy can develop into a really good right winger like Maxwell Rodriguez is. He's got all very good mental stats, 14 pace, 13 acceleration, 12 technique. Defensively, he's okay. Going forward, he's okay. And he's only 15 years of age. So I think Zafinio is someone that's going to come into the first team. And then Mark Jackson, I like the look of, but he's very, very small. Good determination, good speed, 13 crossing, 15 technique. Quite poor defensively. Very similar to Zefano Verips. We're going to bring him up to the first team. He'll go on the bench and maybe he'll get a minute or 2 over the rest of this. And our top prospects, I don't think there's anyone good in here. Vincent does have 17 determination. He's not the quickest of players. Good crossing, really poor defensively, but also has 2 finishing. So I don't really know where I'd use him because he's not tall enough to be a centre-back. His defending isn't great, and he's someone which I think might develop later on. Jan Ritgers, really poor technical stats, decent physicals, 11 determination. At 15 years of age, there's a lot of time for him to grow them technicals up. Josh Rule, I thought was quite exciting. He's a big centre-back with 18 jumping reach, good determination, good bravery, and his defensive stats, 8, 8 and 13 at 15 years of age, are quite good. So I'm quite excited by Josh Rule. I'm also going to bring him into the first team. Morad Quiniero is another centre-back. Not the tallest of players. Good marking, but can't tackle head. 2 determination. Probably not going to be great. Henry and Tamby, good determination, good teamwork. Decent on the ball stats. Could be quite a good could be quite a good winger. He's okay, isn't he? Good dribbling, good crossing, really poor finishing, but in that right mid position, that's not the worst. And I've just seen he's got 5 pace. Probably not going to be anything for me. Samuel Voss, really slow, decent on the ball, free determination. Vilta from Suriname, he had good pace, good determination, good finishing, but lacks the crossing and dribbling ability. He's not awful though, to be fair to him. Freddie van Björkrig, 2 determination, pretty poor stats. I was disappointed this guy wasn't a top tier player. Dicty Winkle. I mean, that's a fantastic name, isn't it? But Dicty Winkle doesn't look amazing, I've got to be honest. And then finally, Guillermo Massé also doesn't look amazing, but does have good determination. So into the first team straight away, we've got a couple of players which could make a difference. A couple of young wingers, a young centre-back, and 2 young strikers, which we're going to see what they can do over the next couple of games. I mean, in the next game, literally, we've got Helmond Sport away from home. We might as well see what they can do. So why on earth not chuck them straight into the deep end for this game against Helmond Sport then? We have got 2 starters. Number 1 is Brunsma up top. Number 2 is Rule at centre-back. The other 3 that we have signed are all into the squad. They are all on amateur contracts, cost me absolutely nothing. And for now, that is fine, as they're going to be testing out if they're good enough for this level. And I'm very excited to have some youth intake players from Vitesse straight into the team. And we have got our first highlight, and it's Nahuel Banis down the left-hand side, skipping past his man, send it back to Tawai, and Abdella nearly makes it 1-0, but he does win a corner. Rodriguez down the right-hand side. Can we find our new star boy in the box? Tawai, Raimov, find it back, Stefan, lovely, Tawai, goes for a long-range effort, it's a screamer into the top corner. We'll take that, that's a wonderful goal. We've seen this position be picked up a few times from Tawai, so good to see him put that one into the top corner. Right, can Josh Rule defend? That's the next question, I suppose. Tabidi on the ball, driving through. One thing Josh Rule does have is a big old physical presence, which we do need in this team for sure. Deckers finds Leopold. Oh, and they hit the post, but I like the way that Josh Rule just looks. He's a big guy, and we haven't got many of them at all. And at half-time, chucking our 2 youngsters in, a 6.7 and a 6.6. Safe to say it's going pretty well. Banis isn't performing very well. And I was wondering if any of these could play out on that left wing, but probably not. Other than potentially Maxwell Rodriguez going over there, and we'll get, where is he, Verips to play this right wing role. Now, he's not amazing at it. He's not the best player in the world. But again, we might as well use him. We might as well bring on Mike Bruniak here as well to make it 4 of the youth intake players all on the pitch at the same time. Helmond Sport attempting to get back into this game. El Arnouki finds Leopold. Can Rule defend him? Zimangunga, Leopold, great save from Konstantin Haider. Unreal save from the lad. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with him because he is technically now 20 years of age. So I kind of don't think I can sign him, and I feel a bit disgusting if I signed him. Despite him joining when he was 19, it wasn't a load of an option to buy, and I didn't realise he was going to turn 20 in this period. So we're probably going to have to find a new keeper again. Van der Yenden for Helmond Sport finds out why. Deckers, great ball into behind Zimangunga. Leopold does eventually escape Rule. And it is 2-1. Look at this. Brunsma dropping as the deep line forward. Finds Verips. Swings the ball in again. Brunink? Yeah, they're in behind again. Leopold is 2-2. 1 ball over the top and it's 2-2. Oh, he's offside. Thank God. Brunink, I think is how you're supposed to say that one. Anyone Dutch, please help with pronunciation, especially with these youth to gold, like youth intake players. I really can't pronounce their name wrong all the time. El Arnouki finds Pole. Great block from Verips. Look, and he's on the counter attack. He sees the ball over the top. Bruniink, can our 2 youth intake strikers score? Oh, not quite from Bruniink. And honestly, that'll be because of his 5 or 6 composure. I think Brunsma scores that, but we'll take it. He's got through a goal, showed what he's about, and we are going to beat Helmond Sport 2-1 with an assist from Verips, a goal from Brunsma, and I think the player of the match, it wasn't quite Verips, it was Tawai, but a very, very good performance. And in this next game against RKC, the youngsters just carried on impressing. It was a 3-0 victory. And look at this mazy run from Verrips on the right mid. Taking an effort, good save. But Brunschmann was there to finish off. And in this game, he also scored an offside goal as well. So I really do think we have found an absolute bagsman in Eric Brunsma. Again, help me with the pronunciation. I think that's right, but I honestly have no idea. In terms of the other players scoring, Tahawai scored again, and Scaloni scored thanks to an assist from Abdella, which realistically means we have now got a bunch of really good strikers. So we just signed loads, but we've got Boussaïd, Brunsma, Scaloni, Brunic, and Baby Dorgu. It's an insane amount of players. I think Dorgu I'm going to train to be a left winger. I'm actually going to do that training right now for the rest of the season. If I can find training, it's literally right in front of me. To be a left winger, because he's got the speed for it. He's got the dribbling, the finishing, the crossing, the first touch. I think he could be a really good left winger, and he's quite quick as well, and he's a little nippy player, and that would get him sort of staying in the squad. Banis is, of course, taking that left wing spot as his own and is growing a fair bit for him, but he is 24. There's not loads of room for him to carry on growing. In terms of the other left wing spot, of course, Thiago Scaluba is there, and he isn't currently flying up, but has only been here for a couple of months. The other player we've got is Villalba, and in terms of his stats, he is going up defensively, which is exactly what I wanted to see. And he's been really good in this back three, a 6.81 for him. Josh Rule come off the bench in that game as well, a 6.75. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Jackson come off the bench as well. Got injured, sprained knee, is out for 3 weeks. Great start for him. But yeah, he has also made his debut for us. And next up is Roda JC, a club, if we win, we overtake in the league away from home. And then after this, we've got FC Dordrecht, and we finish off away from home against FC Den Bosch. And for this one, we're going to test out both of the young strikers, starting up front together, Brunsma and Brunic, with Verrips on the right wing. Diom on the ball for Roda, on the attack just 7 minutes in. Kreuver finds Schwerten. Oh, deflected effort, and it drops to Josh Nisbet to make it 1-0. That's fine though, because as we know in these games, it really means nothing in terms of the league. It is purely seeing how these young players do out on the big, wide pitch and seeing if they can develop into players that can be good at this level for next season. And that's why we're starting someone like Romke van der Poel as centre-back as well, to see if it needs to go out on loan or potentially stick around next year. Now, Roda do look very, very dangerous, and I think could make it 2-0 here. I mean, that was an unbelievable challenge from Van der Poel. Kreuver sets it across to Müller. Schwerten, Müller, long-range effort, hits the crossbar, and we get it clear. Nisbet, great ball through. Schimmer, oh, he hits the post. Get it clear. And Verrips can bring it away. It has been all Roda in this first half, and I can't believe it's not 2-0 yet. The two lads up front have had absolutely nothing to go off so far. Brunsma is quite tired, and I think he'll only play about 60 minutes this time around. But this has been a very different game. Right, just before we're about to make a few substitutions, can we see something? Verrips, Abdella, Mike Brunic gets his first goal for the club as well. And the two youngsters up through the academy have both got on the score sheet for Vitesse inside of just 3 games for the club. That's what we love to see. Verrips to the back post, wins his header as well. Great effort from Abdella, great save. And Brunic fires home inside 6-yard box. Lovely stuff. We have made a few substitutions. We have brought on Scaloni up front, and on the left wing we have put Baby Dorgu, and he's got some defending to do. Doesn't do it at all. Oh, great save from Constantine. It looks like it's going to be a tough old last half an hour, but can we counter? Salchioni on the ball. No, maybe not. Well, that was some of the longest highlight I've ever seen. I've literally just watched about 4 minutes of FM, constantly going in here, just thinking like, is this actually anything? Turns out it was something, and it's 2-1 Roda. Eventually, Van den Herk hits the post, drops back to him, and he scores again. But that highlight, there was 3 separate times where they hit the post. We hit the post, they hit the post twice, and then they just scored. Mental. Can we get a goal and make this game 2-2 and end it off there? That would be absolutely fantastic. And we are going to see if Tawai can find a ball in behind to Brunic. Can he do anything? No. But it's got to be said, this game is kind of fizzling down into not a lot. Roda having more and more chances, us just defending, which is good to see. This tactic is a fairly good defensive tactic, and I do genuinely believe attacking-wise we are getting a lot better. And defensively, obviously, we had them back-to-back 4-0 losses, which I put down to kind of the quality of the teams we played more than anything else, because we had a 3-3 against Canberra the game after that, who are the second best team in the league. And then we just had this 2-1 loss away from them against Roda. But past that, the form has been fairly decent. And as we said, at this point, we're just really testing out some of these 15, 16-year-olds which are coming up and seeing if they're good enough. And to be honest, a lot of them are good enough. We beat Helmond, beat RKC, lost there to Roda. I think these next 2 games I'm going to just finish off and bringing you guys back with what them games looked like, and then look onto our plan for the rest of the season. And then for the final 2 games of the season, the first one was a 2-1 victory against Dordrecht, and a long ball forward from Josh Rule, finding Mike Brunjink made it 1-0 in a 2-1 victory. Very, very awesome to see these 2 lads link up for a 2-1 victory. And Josh Rule, who at 15 years of age is going up in stats a lot, has just got man of the match in this one. And Brunjink is showing to be a really good striker as well. Now, I know that composure has gone from 6 to 7. I hate the fact that it's actually gone from 6 to 7 as well. But 14 finishing, 17 determination. This guy has been really impressive, and it's got 3 goals in 3 games. While Brunsma has got 2 goals in 5 games, and I thought he was going to be miles better. In fact, both of them are just brilliant. The goal in this final game as well, which we did score, was absolutely lovely. Max Rodriguez, a crossfield ball to Abdella, a first team dink over the top, and Brunjink chips the goalkeeper in off the crossbar. That's some of the most beautiful football I've seen on FM26. What a goal. And overall, it leaves us in quite an exciting position going into next season, because we've got some youngsters which we fully trust, and we just finished in 10th place in the first period, 6th place in the second period, 7th place in the third period, where remember, we were sacked, which is mental. No, we weren't actually. The GOAT was sacked. I wasn't. And then 14th place in this period with some decent form to finish things off, and also a bunch of 5-star wonder kids coming up through the academy, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, if we put the 19s, the B team and the senior team here, there is 18 5-star players currently in the squad. So next season for sure is going to be very, very exciting. Now, just to wrap things up a little bit in terms of our star performers this season, Nafuel Banis actually only got a 6.81, but did grab 8 goals and 5 assists and was a very decent performer for us. I don't think I'll be selling him, but potentially... Well, actually, we haven't really got another left winger, so I definitely won't be selling him. Maxwell Rodriguez was my player of the season. 6 goals, 11 assists for the amateur at 22 years of age. Maybe drops into a rotational position next season. We shall see. The best grower has to be Mohamed Abdella this year. Fantastic, fantastic player. 18 years of age, 5 goals and 5 assists. Brand new signing, Wilson Boussaid, comes in as a great striker as well. 4 goals, 1 assist for him, and I'm sure he'll get loads next season as well. Of course, Elias Hoof, let's not forget, start of the season was fantastic, but we have now moved on from the German. He will be sold at the end of this season. Adam Tavwai was a great player for us, very consistent, a 6.86 at 20 years of age. And then Mike Brunjink, a great new youngster alongside Eric Brunsma. Them 2 are the ones I am most excited for. In terms of contracts expiring, there is a few which we need to take a look into. I have been sort of keeping on top of it. Nino I don't care about. Butner I don't care about. Anwar I don't care about. Jaden Stecker I don't care about. Michel Dreisen I don't care about at 22 years of age. I think I'm happy to let him potentially go. Omar Ashuta, I'm fine for him to go. Dylan Hugworth, I'm fine to go. Vandenberg, the man with no wrists, I'm happy for him to go. Mehdi Buchan and Koen Taverle, I'm happy for all them to leave the club, which then means basically a few sales happening and then going in depth into the transfer market. Now, we haven't yet got our budgets, got our anything yet, and we are tumbling down in terms of debt. So before we end this episode, I'm going to go ahead and basically try and find out what we are doing in terms of next season with finances and who is getting promoted. Because currently, I believe it's Den Haag and Maastricht that have got promoted. So Canberra and Den Haag, are both promoted. Young AZ are champions but can't get promoted. And now Eindhoven, Maastricht, Van den Bosch, De Graafschap, Waalwijk and Roda are going into the playoffs. So it'll be cool to see which one out of them gets promoted. Now, next season, the board would like to finish mid-table in the league, which I'm absolutely happy with. And I'll be discussing the plans with the lads for next season. And I'm going to discuss some promises. And again, just give young players lots of chances. And that's it for now. That's all I want to tell them. And I have nothing else to talk about. Go away, have a good summer break. I will see you next season when we go up there and absolutely smash it. Next season, I personally want promotion. Whether that's from a playoff spot or from in the league going in the top 2, I think if we have a good enough summer, we can do that. And we have, in fact, got our budget come through, and it is a nice little upgrade, actually. £400,000 in transfer budget, 3.6k available left in wage budget, and 120k available in scouting budget. So, obviously, you guys know, first things first, we're going to make that scouting budget be 360,000 so that we have enough to scout for the whole entire season, which for me is one of the most important things we can do because we will be able to find out so much information on a bunch of different under 19 stars. And again, I want to see as well, is there any contracts expiring in what we have scouted? Not really. We are unpersuadable if we change the doubtful. No, not really. There's a couple. There's a goalkeeper who looks okay, and Pacheco who looks decent as a right winger potentially, actually. In fact, he looks really good pace, good first touch, good finishing, good dribbling, good crossing, good determination. He looks quite fun. I'd like to get him on a trial potentially, if I can, for 2 weeks. And from there as well, then in the under-19s, what we have scouted, there is, or there should be, a bunch of players that we know about. Only 19 showing up. I wonder why that is. Oh, I know exactly what it is. I forgot to reset up my scouting recruitment focuses. So we have not been scouting properly for the last 2.5 months. Now, luckily, I've spotted it on the 10th of May. I'm probably not going to make any signings for at least a month. But that puts us a little bit on the back foot. But it's fine. It's okay. We haven't exactly got loads of money anyway. But I have now got to set up all the recruitment focuses again, which I will do off of camera. That explains why there's not a lot of under-19s that have been scouted. One thing I'm going to check out straight away very quickly with you guys right now is if there's any international appearances under the age of 19 that we haven't scouted from decent nations. Not really. Now, this is one of my best methods in terms of finding youngsters. If you can find someone in here from a decent enough nation in terms of football, you'll often get an absolute bargain. I mean, Honduras striker and Richard Martinez probably isn't too bad, but this is normally really, really good with regen. So in a couple of years, this will be a really good method for us. I would also just check expired contracts for that as well, because some of these will be on contracts which don't quite fit. So there's a striker here from Indonesia with good speed, good finishing, not the greatest dribbler of the ball. Not many to be fair at the moment. An Andorran striker in Jan Rodriguez. I think I've scouted him before. He is playing a bunch of games. I'm sure I've scouted him before and he weren't fantastic. So that's a really good method if you guys don't know. But I'll leave this now until next episode, really. We know where we are in terms of budgets. Actually, let me finish off with seeing who actually gets promoted. But we know where we are in terms of budgets, which is a massive step forward. And right there, we have exact proof of why this playoff thingamajig here in Holland is absolutely fantastic. Because you would never guess who got promoted. 14th place, Roda JC. Will they probably come straight back down? Yes, but that is why next season I believe we can get promoted, because it just shows you in one of these periods you can do it too. We have got scouting set up. We are starting to have a lot of players come through the recruitment focuses, and I am excited to jump into next season where we hopefully turn Vitesse back to an Eredivisie club. If you guys have enjoyed the first season here at Eredivisie, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know some pronunciations of our new superstars through the youth intake. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.